All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and mute you, Anthony. That's okay. All right, looks like we're live. What is going on, Spartans? Sam Stauffer here, Director of Training, and we're gonna be coming to you with a live at-home workout that you can do anywhere with anything. I'm gonna be using random pieces of furniture and a bag full of stuff. I happen to also be on the road, so I'm actually utilizing a different space that's unique and taking advantage of what I have. So why don't we go ahead and follow along. The workout's gonna be a full body workout, and we're gonna keep it nice and simple. The first thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna start with a warm-up because that's gonna be incredibly important. So if we wanna follow along, I have about 5 movements to get our central nervous system turned on, our body temperature increased, and quite frankly, the muscles warmed up for what we're about to do. So let's take a look. The first one we're gonna do is called a leg cradle. And this can be done standing, or if you have the space, you can do it moving. Simply put, all we're gonna do is bring our knee to us, cradle the leg, one hand at the ankle, and a nice slow pull up. Again, it's important that we don't jerk it up. And what we're gonna be looking to do here is about 8 to 10 on each side, so we're nice and warmed up. Now, if you see here, I'm bringing my knee to my chest, and I'm not bringing my chest to my knee. That's gonna be important. Challenge the stability. If you're feeling like you wanna go for it, rise up on that ankle. The next one we're gonna do is a simple body weight squat. Again, this can be done as a warm-up. We're gonna be focusing on nice and slow, looking to hit parallel, and we want our knees to be out. So looking here, I'll do a few positions for you. I'm gonna put my hands right out in front of me. I'm gonna sink into that position, pause a little bit, and drive up to the top. Now, when I drive to the top, I want to engage the glutes and get those suckers turned on. So again, drive down, right back up to the top. Again, this is a warm-up, so we're going to be looking to do about 10 of these. Next warm-up exercise we're going to do, we're going to challenge stability. So we're going to be doing a single leg deadlift with reach. This is body weight. So first things first is we're going to be a little bit soft in our knee. We don't want to be fully extended, so I have a little bit of a bent knee, and I'm going to do my best to kick out and reach forward at the same time. Feel that nice stretch, come back to a tall standing position. If you want to go for more stability, come do a knee drive. So again, kick out and reach, up to a knee drive. If you don't quite have that, don't worry, use a piece of furniture, kick out, hold, come back, add the knee drive if you're feeling for it. Again, we're going to be looking to do about 8 to 10 reps on each side to get the body warmed up. Next thing, we got arm circles. Get the upper body a little bit more engaged. We're going to be going forward and backward, 8 each side. So 8 just like this, nice big arm circles, as big as you can make them. Key thing here is making sure that you're breathing throughout the warm-up. Your body temperature should start to feel awake. Your muscles should start to feel on. You got 8 those, and then we're going to go backward like this. And once we knock out 8 like that, we are going to move on to the flings, and that'll be the final part of the warm-up. Now, if you don't quite feel like you're warmed up after that, just repeat the circuit. So flings are going to be a little bit more ballistic. It's like a jumping jack. Instead, our feet are going to go out wide, and our arms are going to cross over. It's going to look like this. For this, you can look to do about 30 seconds of it. Again, the idea here is that we're getting the core temperature up, we're getting the body ready for movement. Now, that said, after the warm-up, we're ready to start the workout. Again, you can repeat that warm-up as many times as you feel fit to get the body ready. So, looking at the workout, we're gonna be doing something simple here. We have a bunch of trisets. I find it the easiest to work in sets of 3 exercises a piece, kind of work through them, and then move on to my next triset. That way it's a little bit more tangible. I know the exercises I'm doing, and I know the rep count and the time. Now, to keep this simple, we're gonna make it the same across the board. We're gonna be doing 60 seconds for each exercise, and after you finish 1, 2, 3, you're gonna take 1 to 2 minutes of rest, or as long as you need to recover to make sure that you can attack the next round at full velocity. Now for this, we're gonna be looking to do about 3 to 4 sets of each cluster, right? And again, if you feel like you want to go more, you can. Now, for the sake of this, I have my Spartan bag here. Like I said, I'm on the road right now, so I got that full of stuff, and for a lot of these movements, I'm going to utilize that as an extra weight. Again, you can use anything you have available. So taking a look here, the first one we have is dips. Again, this is going to be 60 seconds a piece. I'm going to utilize a couch. You can utilize anything that's available to you. Key thing here is that you can either start with knees bent to make it a little bit easier on yourself, drive down, right back to the top. Make it a little bit harder, extend out the legs, same idea. And if you want that next progression, I'm going to take my to-go bag, put it right on my lap, and do the same thing. Now, that's exercise 1, 60 seconds. As soon as we're finished 60 seconds of the dips, we're going to move right on to the reverse lunge to knee drive. You don't have to add the knee drive, and you don't have to do a reverse lunge. So I'm going to walk you through some regressions, and I'm going to walk you through progressions. And now I'll be looking at some questions at the end of this, and I'm happy to answer any questions you have. So for the reverse lunge to knee drive, we're simply going to step back, slowly tap our knee to the ground. You can use some sort of towel or foam pad to protect the knee. Come back up, right to a knee drive. So for this, since it's 60 seconds, I would look to do 30 seconds of each side, or you can alternate throughout. Now, to make this one harder, I can use my to-go bag just like such. To make it easier, I can stay in what we call a split squat position. So all I'm going to do is drop the knee, come back up. Drop the knee, come back up. That's your reverse lunge to knee drive. That's exercise 2 of the first cluster. And then lastly, we have our active plank. Now notice I call it an active plank and not just a plank. I'm going to show you what I mean by that. So we're going to be down in that elbow plank position, and I'm going to talk about a progression shortly. But the key thing here is that instead of just hanging out on our elbows, I'm going to drive my elbows in and activate that core as hard as I can. And your goal is to be able to hold that active plank for 60 seconds. But I guarantee you, you're going to be shaken after the first 10 when done correctly. A couple key things here. When I'm in this position, drive in, activate the core. Automatically, my glutes should be on. I should have a straight line from my head all the way to my heels. Right? You'll notice I'm already shaking. So again, that's the first cluster, dips, reverse lunge to knee drive, followed by the active plank. We're going to look to do 3 to 4 rounds of that cluster before we move on to the next one. So next cluster, we have 3 more exercises. We're going to be doing a side squat or a lateral lunge. We're going to be doing a rear foot elevated split squat and a chop. So let's look at the first one, the side squat. For this one, again, same things apply. We're going to be doing 60 seconds for every single exercise. I'm simply going to step out. I'm going to sit back into the position, right? I'm going to shoot for parallel, but it's not imperative that I get there, especially if I'm just learning it. Once I get here, right back up to this start position. Now, to regress this movement, stay feet as wide as you can. Just sink into it and come back up. Don't match the feet. It's just called a split squat. Now, to make it a little bit more challenging, I can take my to-go bag here, rack it up here, on the shoulder, wherever I see fit or comfortable, and same idea. Sit into it, step up. Again, I could do alternating, or I could do 30 seconds on each side. Moving on, we have our rear foot elevated split squat. For this, I'm going to be using the couch. You can use anything that's a little bit more stable and comfortable for the foot. What I'm going to do is I'm going to rack my foot up here. You notice the couch is really comfortable, so that's why I chose it. I've got a little bit of a distance between my front foot and my back heel. And I'm just going to sink into it until my femur gets parallel. That's what I'm looking for. Right back up to a tall standing position and driving my glutes forward. Drive through, up top. Again, we're doing 30 seconds each side. To progress this one, I got my to-go bag again. Same idea. And even though we're doing 60 seconds, the goal here is strength training. So we want nice, controlled, slow movement throughout. And then lastly, of this cluster, we have the chop. So for this, I will be using my to-go bag again. I'm going to be in what we call a half kneeling position. And what that looks like is my knee is directly under my head. Typically, I have something soft between the knee and the floor. And this front foot, this front leg is at 90 degrees right here. So I'm in a nice, comfortable position. Once I'm here, I'm going to take my to-go bag or piece of furniture of your choice. I'm going to start in this low position. I'm going to drive it to the top, right back down. To the top, back down. The key with this exercise is two things. One, you don't want to rotate the body. So the idea is to be able to lift and put back while you stay in this position. And two, find a weight that is comfortable yet challenging. So if you find yourself kind of arching to get it up there, drop the weight or find something a little less bulky. So again, that's cluster 2. We got the side squat, the rear foot elevated split squat, and the chop. Notice we're doing a lot of leg movements and trying to throw in the upper body. So again, 60 seconds each exercise, 3 to 4 rounds, 1 to 2 minutes of rest, or however much you need to get to that next round feeling ready and engaged. Now, to end things, we're going to repeat one of the exercises from the warm-up. This is going to be our conditioning circuit. Now, we only have 2 exercises, and I'll tell you why. We're doing flings, and you guessed it, Spartan burpee. So, same rules apply, 60 seconds each exercise, and 3 to 4 rounds. So, first one, flings, just to reiterate. As we step out, hands go out. As we step in, you can cross the legs and cross the hands, and then I alternate feet and hands. So as I breathe through this, we will look to do this for 60 seconds, and then immediately transfer to our burpees. So we all know what a burpee looks like. Here's what I'm looking for. Hands go down. You notice my knees go out wide to save the back. Once my hands are planted, kick out. I should be in a straight line. Push up to the ground. If you're feeling it, release the hands. Back up. Right back to that bottom of the squat position. Jump and reach for the sky. Now, it's important you find your burpee pace. As most of you know who have done a race, or if you're not familiar with the race, you don't want to go out of the gate hot. Ease into it, and by the last 20 seconds or so, all you got, all up on the table. Whew. So, that is today's in-home workout. Hopefully, you guys give that a shot. I'm very curious to see what you guys think of it. If you want to go for as many rounds as possible, more than 3 to 4, that would be amazing. Stay tuned for a lot more content just like this on all social media channels, Facebook, Instagram, you name it. We're going to be coming to you with a ton of content. Keep engaged, stay fit, and stay at it. So that said, let's take a look at some of the comments, and if we don't get to them, we'll simply answer them after the fact. So feel free to fire away with as many questions as possible. I'll be on there taking a look. Look out for my name, and we'll be answering them.